Oh, hello there. Welcome to Tim and Joel Calling in the Ring. We're going to talk about wrestling. Hi, Joel.
Hello, Tim. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
It's nice to be back.
And oh, we're not dropping the bit. No.
Yeah, we're just going to drop
the bit. All right.
It's just going to get weird after a few minutes.
Yeah, after a few hours, right? Because that's how long most wrestling streamers stream, right? A few hours.
Yeah, we got to go a few hours. We got to get everyone's money's worth. We got to talk about literally every single show, give every single hot take, and even the shows we didn't watch, we have to give hot takes.
Yeah, of course. I'll just make some stuff up.
For example, did you know the Bullet Club is back in New Japan? Did you know that?
I didn't know they went away. I assumed they've been an ever-present force, giving every faction in New Japan has like 30 members.
Yes, well, they have rebuilt. They've added people that everyone swore were going to retire. Juice Robinson has joined
The Undertaker.
Club. Congratulations.
Oh, okay.
Apparently Wrestling Dontaku last night was really fun, and I might go back and watch it. But
wait, how old is Juice Robinson? Why would he retire? Did he hurt himself real bad?
Retire is the wrong word. It was take time off. He wanted to take some time off. Yeah. Do what smart people do when they've ran themselves ragged for several years wrestling.
Feel that.
Yeah, I see people are just like, he joined the what? What's going on, chat? How you doing? You know what to do. Drop us a thumbs up if you're here in the chat, or if you're watching after the fact. It helps us get into our friends' ears and to your friends' ears talking about pro wrestling. And you can leave a comment after the fact. You can join us in the chat like we're always doing. And subscribe to us here at Fightful Overbooked, because that will also help us a lot. Tim won't have to wear his glasses like that anymore if you're watching on video. And you can also send us a super chat, and you can donate a super chat, get your question or statement read on the air. What happens with that is you support Fightful Overbooked, because we are, as I say, self-funded. We are funded self-sufficiently.
Okay.
We are self-funded.
Word.
Self-funded is the word that I use because I don't know words. But our Discord is free, and there's a link in the description. Go and join us there. We talk about wrestling. We talk about non-wrestling. And sometimes Tim and I show up to talk about stuff.
Yeah, we're not married to self-funded. If there's any angel investors out there.
Oh, that's true.
We can drop that real quick.
Yeah, if somebody wants to fund us themselves, we'll also take that money. Yeah. That includes sponsors. We're looking at you, high-end sponsors of wrestling stuff. I don't know. We can't get NordVPN. We can't get Manscaped. We can't get.
I would like a purveyor of tasteful wrestling tees. No gaudy giant images on the front. Just like a little like if MJF put out a shirt that just like a little Lacoste logo, like a little MJF logo over the left breast, maybe a polo. Pick that up.
I just want wrestling guys and girls and just wrestlers. I want them to do more V-neck designs.
Dated. It was in, now it's out.
You're again. Dated.
They missed the whole boat on V-necks, right? Like they never made them, and now they're gone away again. It's not
I still wear V-necks because I find them more comfortable than regular, because I got a big old head apparently. But
okay,
I do. Look at my head. It's a big old head.
It contours well. It works for
me. Anyway, so I like that, but I don't know. The regular ones just make me feel like my head's big and fat.
Okay, Roger. Now I gotta see you in a rego shirt.
They exist. There are episodes where I've done them in regular shirts.
Yeah, for sure. I'm too lazy.
Wrestling with fashion. What am I doing here? All right. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? Where do you want to lead off? The thumbnails about the releases. You and I have a lot of we've had on and off conversations over the years about releases. We can talk about that. We can talk about Butch. Apparently in Paris, people were chanting for Butch like crazy. Butch is over. Sorry, folks. Pete Dunne is dead. Butch, long live Butch. Viva la Butch.
Just French Butch chants like Butch, Butch, Butch,
Butch.
Butch.
They were chanting Butch. They were chanting mouth.
Mouth.
Yeah.
That's
what we're doing here.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Butch. The Where is Butch shtick is dead to me. I wish that would end, but I know that's just because he was in France, in Europe while they taped the show. So
if you could put him anywhere, where would you put Butch? It's like Elf on a Shelf, but it's Butch. I don't know what the rest of that would be. Someone else in the chat can tell us. Butch on a Rutch.
No, yeah, I'm trying to think of a rhyme.
What rhymes with Butch?
Nothing real. I'm making up a lot of fake words.
Okay, hold on. We're going to Rhyme Zone. We're gonna do
Rhyme
this.
Zone, Rhyme Zone. Rhyme
Rhyme
Zone could
Zone.
sponsor us. We'll do a rap every show. If Rhyme Zone sponsors us, we could do a little rap and then say sponsored by Rhyme Zone. Does Rhyme Zone make money?
We got one.
One.
And that is Putsch.
Oh no.
For those who don't know, that is a sudden or decisive change of government illegally or by force.
We can't let Butch go that far.
I don't think we can do that with Butch.
He does not seem like a level-headed fellow. He should not be taking control of anything, not even his own group.
No, oh my God. Could you imagine?
Should we talk about something?
We are. We're talking about Butch.
Are we talking? Is that what this is? It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Butch is
this
fine.
Is the Butch
Everyone
hour.
leave Butch alone.
Tim and Joel call it about Butch. This week in wrestling didn't give me all that much, okay?
Hey, you know what? You said Raw was the best show, and I disagree.
Okay, tell me what did you not like? It was Randy Orton's
20th
I didn't. It's anniversary.
It's not that I didn't like Raw. It's just Dynamite was good. Dynamite was great. You undersold it.
Dynamite was fine. I don't think Dynamite like blew me away in a certain way, but I don't know.
No weekly wrestling show is blowing me away. I can tell you that much.
I get it. Listen, like I go back and forth about this all the time. I think it's really tough when you're someone who goes on the internet or goes on whatever, talks about wrestling all the time. It's hard to stay as invested as you would want to be compared to people who maybe drifting out or are a little more casual. And actually, I talk about this with Tom Talks Rubbish. I did an interview with him that should be dropping on his channel soon, where like I discussed the fact that I rely more on Tim's opinion when it comes to wrestling because Tim, you're not like me watching literally everything all the time. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think I said something a little while ago where I was talking about puttering around and doing other things while I'm watching wrestling. And someone was like, well, what, that doesn't make sense. And he's one of our viewers. It's fine. It's not an unreasonable take because like, why am I watching something if I'm not watching something? The problem is like, I don't think the people who are saying that have to watch all this shit. Yeah. Like I'm watching both of WWE and AEW's like main shows, and it's too much. Like I don't care. So like, that's the barometer for me. If I stop cleaning my apartment because it feels like it's perpetually cleaning the kitchen, I know that was a meme for a couple weeks. Like then it's something good, right? So like, the matches I pay attention as much as I can, and I watch the ones that are really good. Dax and Cash I watched, and the right man won. Go Balds. But like, you can't focus in on this. And if you are like, I don't know, man, if you're zeroed in, I know you watch a lot, but there's no way you're zeroed in on this stuff. I know watch some shows at the same time. Like,
yeah,
you'd have to be absolutely sick. Like that is an unhealthy relationship with wrestling. FYI, if you're watching with sole focus everything that is being programmed right now, seek help because like
it takes a lot. It does.
Like,
it takes a lot.
Way too much. That's unhealthy.
I hung out with the Love Wrestling crew last night they were playing Jackbox games on their Twitch channel. And while they were doing that, I was watching the Triple Mania show. I was watching Triple Mania. And then I was also kind of going back and forth between that and GCW because I know that I'm going to have to talk about Triple Mania and GCW on Tuesday on Grappy Hour. So like, I'll go back again and then watch it later, but I watched some of it live. But I agree. Like I don't go out of my way. It's passive. I have 3 monitors in front of me, and at the most, I'll have 2 shows on 2 monitors if something really important's going on that I need to track both, or like I'm just whatever, maybe killing time. If there's like 2 massive shows going on, which is super rare.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not that. It is what it is. Like, and the highlights aren't avoidable now.
There's another thing too.
Media. So you get the important bits. This is why we talk about ratings not mattering a damn bit, because YouTube's the better metric, because you put your highlights up and you see how they do. People love that arm wrestling shit.
Well, and that's exactly it. And for a week, people were saying like, oh, really interested to see what the arm wrestling segment's going to do on YouTube, because guess what? The last time they did it did gangbusters. So it's, is it going to happen again? Is this what people want to see? It's entertainment. I get it. Also, if you watch Raw all 3 hours live, it's tough. It's a slog to sit for 3 hours with
Okay,
commercial
like
breaks.
that's the thing. I breezed through Raw because like it was mostly ads and entrances. Like that's what
Yes.
it mostly is. Like it is a way to serve ads over a long period of time and fill television content, which is increasingly becoming not the most relevant thing. But you're still feeding ads into the people who watch it, who are probably the people most impacted by advertisement. So like the format works. I hate it, but it is what it is. Like,
And that's
this is why I
exactly
watch
it.
it after. I skip through it. Like,
Yeah, and that's the best part is that you can skip through it. You DVR it or you find other means to watch it. The Hulu cut's another option, whatever it is. However,
yeah.
you find a way to watch it. Often watching it live just becomes such a slog unless you're doing other things, which allows you to kind of take your mind away from the fact that there are commercials or that there's a lot of waiting and waiting. And yeah, that's just kind of the way that it goes when it comes to watching live most of the time.
My brain can only ingest so many pizza and eugenics ads before like I want to destroy everything. So
1-800-Eugenics. It'll get your dick hard.
again.
Maybe it's been a while, but we got you. P.S. Nugenics, if you're watching, we will absolutely take the sponsorship.
Y'all could just work out. And until then, I'm gonna say don't buy Nugenics until they pay me to tell you to buy Nugenics, at which point I will do a 180. They will
now they're never going to pay us. Thank you.
I don't think they're legal in Canada, so it would be a dicey situation.
Doesn't matter. It's a U.S. company. Well, it's not, but it's whatever. Most of the Fightful staff are in the U.S. except for me and like 3 others. Okay. So what I liked about Raw, I liked that there was a through thread. It was Randy's 20-year anniversary. I like that they found a way to turn that into an 8-man tag. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it was a really I saw some people talking about how it felt a little bit crowded, but it was like, no, I thought that this is one of the rare times where they narratively put together a match that was like a big main event match and it felt comfortable, and you had three different storylines that are actually good stories put together into one main event. I thought that was good. I thought that was really good. They've been managing story quite well on Raw. Which is like, it sucks because only one WWE show can be good at a time. But like,
yeah, we'll talk about SmackDown.
This one's good. This one's good. I love Zeke's over. Hell yeah. Like
I want to speak with Zeke like, every week. I want to speak with Zeke.
He's got the tassels now. He's Macho Man without a beard.
After showing up for his 2K20 shoot and Vince being like, the tassels make you look like Macho Man. Don't wear them. He's out with the tassels.
He looks like more like Macho Man than ever.
He looks like more like Macho Man than Macho Man looks. Oh, it's ridiculous. I can't do his voice. But anyway, I enjoyed that. That's how we had a through thread through the entire night. It's Randy's 20th anniversary. People were happy to see that. And of course, Arcade Bro is super over. So why not? It was fine. And for like you said, for an 8-man tag, it took a bunch of storylines, cohesively put them together, and it made sense, which is fine by me. I enjoyed that. Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville. Listen, we're probably going to see this match happen at WrestleMania Backlash. We probably.
Oh, you think it's going to happen again for no good reason?
It's going to happen,
even though this couldn't have been more decisive.
Well, that's the thing, right? In the end, it was very decisive because you had Sonya Deville doing the whole like, I'm in charge now. It's an ODQ match. I'm in charge now. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Whatever. That drove me nuts. But also
because it's revisiting this weird thing from Naomi that just
exactly.
And it was so predictable. Like the second one, she was counted out immediately, and I was like, okay, DQ next. Okay, she's still gonna lose. Like it was awful garbage.
Yeah, and then you had, of course, for some reason, Carmella and Zelena are friends again, and that part was silly.
This is what's driving me nuts the most about WWE is their like willingness to just sweep stuff under the rug. Like they will not narratively address a lot of things, and it's like there's no good excuse for this other than you just don't care because it doesn't matter. And like it sucks that it doesn't matter. Like if people would stop watching this crap, like it might change, but it's not going to, because you keep watching it, you keep interacting, and you keep bitching about it on social media. Here's the thing. Just stop talking about it entirely. It makes it like, it's ironic cute coming from us, but that's, you want to talk about WWE. So I'm here to talk about WWE. If the rest of y'all could just stop It might actually change. Then we could stop talking about it too.
Well, no, the problem is we talk about it and then they do it. So clearly we're the ones that people need to listen to because it's going to happen. The problem is when they listen to us, the bad things happen because we get the bad stuff right.
Yeah, because we predict the bad stuff because it's they're phoning it in. Like the entire crew is phoning it in, and that's so obvious to me that it's just exhausting because it's like how do you not care this much? Like it's your everyday, and it's something that hopefully everyone who works there is passionate about. But man, I don't know, maybe working for them is so miserable that they're all just like.
Bianca wins the match. She looks
in her hometown.
No, but hey, WWE doesn't do the hometown wins. Now someone told Vince, hey, you got to start doing it, and now he's doing it. So either way, she wins. I'm sure they're going to replay the match next week on Mother's Day. So hopefully on Mother's Day, Bianca Belair, who is a mother herself, she doesn't. Anyway, we're not going to get into the semantics of motherhood. She takes care. She has kids.
Okay. I didn't
married to Tez. Tez
I tried
has
it.
kids.
I didn't know that. I try to avoid any knowledge of these people's personal lives.
I understand that feeling, but anyway, it's Mother's Day on WrestleMania Backlash Day, at least here in North America. So hopefully she gets the win on Mother's Day, and that will be that. Wouldn't it be wild if that show had absolutely no women's matches and it was Mother's Day, so they just gave the entire women's roster the day off? They don't do that. Also, there's Charlotte versus Ronda. We'll get to that too. I don't have anything to say about Veer because Veer is Veer. He's awesome and everyone should love him because he's going to be United States champion. Place. Yeah, he just unloaded all over some guy again.
Tim the Tap Man, it looked like.
Tim the Tap Man. People had a different name for this guy. They all thought he was someone else. It was actually quite impressive.
I mean, again, he's one of us, which there's a lot of us.
So. I don't have tattoos and I'm not bald.
Yeah.
You got to have one of the three. You got to have one or three of three. You can't have two of three. Mm-hmm. You have to have the beard, the bald, and the tattoos. Yeah. You were the guy that Veer faced this past Monday. Exactly. Congratulations.
Well, I'm a little leaner, but
that is accurate. It's true. You follow Tim on the Tim and Joel Pod Instagram. Sometimes he posts his gym regimen.
It's just on my Instagram, Tim Stone P.
Talk about arm wrestling. I know you loved arm wrestling.
It was fun. I didn't love it. It made me a little bit uncomfortable because MVP was like MVP felt like the third guy in a motel room in a chair during that segment to me. And I don't know that I want to explain more than that, but him like just kind of whispering into Bobby's ear while he's doing something.
Sweet nothings. Just sweet.
It was unpleasant to me. And it ended the way I thought it did. Nothing, or I thought it would. Nothing significant happened. Bobby did fine. Omos did fine. MVP did fine. It's fine.
It's fine. There you go.
Omos the match happened at WrestleMania, so I don't care what happens now. So,
I assume it happens again at WrestleMania Backlash.
You'd think, yeah.
Anyway, Becky Lynch comes back. She's all like, I lost my title. This is bullshit. And then Asuka comes back. And so it's nice to see Asuka doing the dance, doing the thing, looking great. Someone posted a photo or a screen cap of like her on the turnbuckle with the background of the Titantron, and it looks great. Like the image that they put up with the Asuka and all the colors, it's kind of wild. But anyway, it's good to see her back. It's going to be nice to do Asuka and Becky as a starting
non-title feud. Wow.
Yeah, and especially for those two, there's history there, and hopefully they draw from some of that. I doubt that they'll do much, but if they can at least this is bare minimum, bring up the fact that Becky Lynch gave Asuka the championship when she won it at Money in the Bank in 2020. If they can at least pull some of that out, I'll be happy. I'll start there.
Well, yeah, I think they did. Becky was like, I handed that bitch my title.
That's right. It was on social. She's like, I can't believe I gave that bitch my title. Yes.
Yeah.
Flicked her nose. People think it's a penis thing now because Asuka put some stuff on the internet. People are weird, man. People are weird.
What?
Boink.
I don't know.
SpongeBob
I don't want to know any further. Let's continue.
SpongeBob means people are weird. Anyway,
yeah, I didn't watch SpongeBob at all.
I'm too old for
Same.
For SpongeBob. I don't know. Finn Balor defeated Damian Priest. That happened. But the real one.
Wait, Finn won?
Yeah, apparently Finn won that match. Well, I don't think that's right though.
I don't think that's
No,
right.
my notes
That's
say
not right at
Balor in
all.
7 minutes.
Like, Damien,
Damn you,
he
Wade
busted out like a new
Keller!
finisher. It's not correct.
Damn you, Wade Keller. You've screwed me again. Had my notes all messed up. No, Damian Priest won. That's how it worked.
After the slow entrance ramp thing.
Yes, Judgment Day, as they're called.
Judgment, which is a terrible name for a faction. They could just be saying Judgment Day all the time.
No, it's because of it's because of the old Edge pay-per-view.
Yeah, I know why. That makes it
thing,
worse,
right?
bud. That makes it worse.
Balor should have won the match. Anyway,
they could have called it Purveyors of Justice or whatever.
Purveyors of Justice. Listen, his name is no longer Damian Priest. It is Punishment. And if Ciampa joins, he will be known as Retribution.
They had a Reckoning. They could bring her back, I guess.
Absolutely, but Reckoning is too busy having matches against Japanese talent for another wrestling company. Miz TV. I enjoyed Miz TV because we saw the return of Mustafa Ali. And it's nice to see him back. He's him and Theory are going to have a title program, I guess. Not before Miz loses a match to Mustafa Ali. Cool.
Good match.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's a good segment. I enjoyed the segment. I enjoyed the match. It's good to see Ali back. We'll see where that goes. Do you have any expectations considering he was off TV for so long?
No, he still seems sad to be there.
And requested his release while we were on the air several months ago.
He didn't, I don't know. Like, his wrestling is amazing. His delivery on his what is a pretty soft promo, like he got through it. It was good. It's just like, I don't know. It does seem he seems dispirited, and like his music sucks. Like his packaging is just not what is deserving of a wrestler that talented. Like it, I don't know. What's he gonna do too? Is he gonna beat Theory? Do you think they're gonna do that?
Yeah, he beats Theory, wins the US championship, and then Veer Mahan beats Ali.
Yeah, like it's not, I don't know. This doesn't lead anywhere for him. So it's like, I don't know. I think his best shot would have been getting released, but they ain't gonna give it to him because he's too damn good.
Somebody put that on the Tim and Joel predictions list, by the way. Yeah. Ali beats Theory for the title. Veer Mahan beats this is the next step. And then of course after the match, Ciampa attacks Ali, which I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds
Ciampa and Ali are gonna have good matches. I'm excited for that.
I don't know what their idea for that is going to be for Ciampa, like narratively, is Ciampa fighting Ali, but we'll figure it out.
Because the lights will turn purple, and then we will have the new addition to the Judgment Day. Yeah, take that as you will. What's that?
Something wrong with Edge's knees? Why can't he walk anymore?
Because you need to pull the thing. He needs to get the New Day throne entrance after they took away the crown from Xavier Woods. Okay. Do we want to talk about NXT and then we can talk about the releases from NXT?
Oh, yeah, sure. I didn't really pay attention to the final segment. I missed Joe Gacy's speech.
All you need to know is that Joe Gacy has druids now instead of one giant guy wearing a jumper.
I liked that gimmick.
Mechanic suit.
I don't know why he's just gone. Mysterious.
We'll talk about
Druids
that.
ate him.
The Druids did in fact eat up Harland.
Yeah.
It's your fault, Harlan, for getting married. We'll talk about that soon. So one thing I liked about NXT featured a lot of women, had a shit ton of women's segments, announced the breakout tournament in 2 weeks. It's going to start. I'm hoping for some good matches. I'm hoping for some good characters.
I think you better lower your expectations for the latter.
I need to watch Level Up from this week because Bianca Corelli, who is now going by a name that sounds like Ariana Grande. Sorry. Bianca Corelli is Santino Marella's. I think she's going by like Ariana Grace. Anyway, that's Santino Marella's daughter. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. She had her first match on Level Up and apparently it was quite good. So I'm looking forward to watching her. She'll probably be in this whole thing. Nikita Lyons and Lash Legend will probably be in it for some reason because they had a match that was not very good. Let's talk about Nikita Lyons, Tim. Let's do it. Let's talk about
why does she walk like an alien, and why are people attracted to the alien walk?
Dude.
It's like look, you saw
the Baywatch walk without knowing what the Baywatch walk is.
Yeah, you saw it happen. So this is how we kick off NXT: is deep breath, chin up, shoulders back, ass and hips back as far as humanly possible to the point of abnormality, and then walk like a psychopath. Like,
she's counting her steps, which is something that I point out to a lot of people a lot of time when it comes to ring work. They're counting their steps in the ring. They're counting their steps to their entrances. That's something that you work on in practice. That's something that you work on when you're in the ring and the TV cameras aren't on. It's not something that you're doing while you're going to the ring live on a show that airs on nationally syndicated television. It's not syndicated, but anyway, national television, live television. She goes to the ring and she's counting her steps and she's trying to sing along with the theme. She does that every week, and then she does the punches thing and then the kick.
Punches look terrible, just flailing, just spastic flailing in the ring, followed by a pretty good kick.
The kick she's always had. She has the training.
Yeah.
Shadow boxing is tough enough to do, but it doesn't look good.
Apparently, I don't know why it's so hard for people to throw punches.
But it's all leading to her doing the roar thing where she does it really loud, and someone
she's a lion.
Yeah, because she's lying, and someone told her like, "Hey, you gotta yell you do the yell," and she does it. So
you gotta roar because our audience are idiots. So yeah, although looking at that audience, they might be idiots.
Natty came out.
Yawn.
Cora Jade came out. That was fine.
They hit people with their tiny skateboard.
If you're gonna hit someone with anything, make sure it's a tiny skateboard.
Boom! Now you got a bad tag match that I don't want to watch.
And now there's a weird ass tag match at Spring Breakin', which, by the way, still bugs me that it's Spring Breaking without the G, and
Spring Breakin'.
But it sounds like they're saying it's a break and enter, like Spring Break In.
Yeah, it does. It does
sounds like they're saying Spring Break In. By the way, I don't care who does whose theme in this case. It doesn't sound.
Oh yeah, no, we're well aware. We're well aware that she raps her own. That doesn't make it good. Like,
does not make it good. Does not sound good.
If anything, it should be. It makes it more ridiculous that she has to like think about it. Which means that it was just put together, like it wasn't something she's super familiar with. Like,
so Spring B&E is next
week.
Is
it spring break over?
Yes,
in
it
Florida?
Was several weeks ago.
Like,
what, I don't know how we got to Spring Break-In. Who thought that?
It's because Braun Breaker's back is broken. That's it. Like,
I guess. My God. Is this the spring of break-in? I don't know. Spring of breaker.
So much alliteration. Braun Breaker's back is broken. Man.
Oh, we're gonna use that next week.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll get all the
fake
SEO.
news. Just throw up a lie. Probably get numbers.
New rumor. Anyway, let's move on.
Wrestling with a broken back.
BB wrestling. Anyway, oh no, never mind.
Actually, that could make some different numbers. Let's put that
a call of Righteous Reg from Grapsity. Roderick Strong hyping up Diamond Mine. Everyone sucks when they're paired with Roderick Strong, and it got even worse for Roddy by the end of the week.
Did you see? Oh man. Okay, so Bivens during that segment was just there like looking all mad. While Roddy and the rest of them are just giving the lamest promo. Like they just sound like dorks. It's bad delivery. Like
it's true. Roddy is cursed. He has that wrestler's curse where he's an excellent wrestler.
So good.
But when you give him a microphone, he just sounds like a dork.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
So you got to put him with someone like Malcolm Bivens, but unfortunately not the case anymore. We'll get to that in a second. But Bivens is sitting there the whole time being like, "I won't be here by next week." And so Viking Raiders are now, for some reason,
sure, fight the Vikings. I don't care anymore.
Exactly. Like, Roddy Strong's like, "Hey, I did these dark matches and these guys were watching me, so now we're best friends. So you're gonna face these guys. That's gonna be how we get to this match." Yeah, there we go. Bivens is pissed off. He's seething at Roddy. So we're gonna I don't know how we're gonna figure that out, but we'll talk about the releases and how that affects storylines or doesn't in some cases. Tony D faces Von Wagner because Zion Quinn couldn't do his match. Sure, it happened. Von Wagner got the win. Does that mean that Zion Quinn was supposed to beat what's his face? Tony D? Is that what's happening?
Maybe.
Why did Von Wagner won?
Why Von Wagner won?
Because Braun Breaker needs an opponent for the next big winter snowshoe competition on USA.
They're hyping him up. And like, I think they also might have had Zion go over because Tony D doesn't need it, and they need to build Zion.
Yeah, the Don needs. He's gonna have to build up some wins.
It was funny seeing that they had another plot line for Von Wagner that they didn't drop or adjust in any way.
That's right.
They just shoehorned it in at the end of the show.
Man,
it's like, oh yeah, we beat up that country bumpkin.
When Ikemen Jiro comes back looking more jacked than ever and beats Von Wagner, that's what I'm waiting for.
Oh man, it just rips through jackets like
the ultimate Jiro.
It's like a Dragon Ball Z thing.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, so I mean, Von Wagner going for the NXT title makes sense, and then Tony D going for the North American Championship is probably where I'm going, and that's probably why the disparaging or discrepancy in victories, or whatever you want to call it.
Disparity works too.
Disparity, that's the word. Listen, man, I'm sleep deprived. Okay. Roxanne is getting celebrational kudos from Indy Hartwell and Redacted, and all of a sudden now comes Toxic Attraction. Sorry, Persia Parada. I will speak. I'll come on. I like these people. Persia Parada and Indy Hartwell are congratulating Roxanne on getting a win on her first match, and then Toxic Attraction just like, you got lucky, and Roxy's like, bitch, try me. And there we have it.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't like about this segment is that it was essentially just the same segments we've seen with Cora Jade, but with Roxy put in. So I was like, oh, okay,
exactly.
We're just gonna reuse that.
Hey, remember when they had A-Kid on TV for a little while on NXT?
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, they're about to do that with Nathan Frazier by the sounds of it. Weird. And I like Nathan Frazier and I like A-Kid, but I don't know why they had a kid wrestling in NXT.
Yeah,
it sounds like he's a little young.
Yeah.
You usually want to wait until they're at least above the.
There's a guy in NXT UK who I think I saw Nathan Frazier wrestle and mistakenly thought that he was Nathan Frazier. He looks like Matt Berry, and I
don't know who that is.
What? He's Matt Berry. He's a very funny, talented comedian and musician. He's on
the IT crowd.
What We Do in the Shadows.
The IT crowd.
Yeah.
He's 47 years old.
Yeah.
This guy has a beard and longish hair. He looks more like Zach Galifianakis than he looks like.
No, he doesn't look like Zach Galifianakis. He looks like not Nathan Frazier, but somebody I've mistaken Nathan Frazier with. Let me see.
Hold on.
He's like an older guy.
Really? You think this guy doesn't look like Zach Galifianakis?
No, not at all. You're looking at the wrong guy.
I must be, because hold on, let me do this. Sorry, folks. This is breaking news. This doesn't look like Zach Galifianakis to you?
No, not at all. You crazy.
It looks like a Zach Galifianakis look like.
Absolutely not. You're insane.
All right, whatever. Sorry.
Anyway, who does that look like in NXT UK? If you remember,
I don't know. Anyway. They all look the same. That's a whole thing. NXT UK, they all have the same haircuts and everything. Anyway,
I'm the same, and it's
sidetracked. We got sidetracked. Very.
Anyway, Nathan Frazier here. Enjoy him for the couple weeks that he's around, and it's Ben Carter. See?
Yeah, Ben Carter is Nathan Frazier.
Wait. No, okay, never mind. I just got played. I got fooled by Evan. Thank you, Evan. That's very funny. I don't know who people are. What were we talking? Yeah, anyway, enjoy Nathan Frazier. He'll be here for 2 weeks, and then you'll never see him again.
Good stuff. So Nathan Frazier. I just want to see something happen, but I like that he took out for some reason now Andre Chase and Nathan Frazier are going to be a thing. Is Nathan Frazier going to join Andre Chase University? He'll be a guest lecturer on like international relations.
Man, again, I feel very weird about Chase. What is it? Andrew Chase? What's his first name again? You just
Nathan Frazier, Andre Chase.
Andre Chase. Man, he's got all the pieces, but he doesn't know how to wield them, it feels like. Andre Chase. Like the teachable moment thing. Great gimmick, great line. Can't use it. Never delivered well. Don't like it. Every time he comes out of his mouth, he's like, well, that could have been a little bit better.
I don't mind it because he's very much treated like an undercard gatekeeper, and he knows his role and he plays it well, and it's entertaining as hell. But I get what you're saying. There could be a point where they decide to move him up the card, but for now, for the role he's playing, it works for me. It's hilarious.
No, and that's the thing. Like I think he's fine doing the comedy bit. I just think it could be better. And I don't know, maybe it's just wasted. Maybe you can give it to a better guy.
Anyway, Grayson Waller and Tiffany Stratton are now going to be the Heat couple, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought
It's going
that
to be
was
good.
cute. That
Good,
was a good
silly
little
shit.
backstager.
If Tiffany Stratton is in that breakout women's tournament, I feel like she's either going to go to the finals or win the whole damn thing. And then it's either that or it's Roxanne and she wins, and then she wins the women's championship from Mandy Rose. Anyway, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, the former Casey Catanzaro, who is now
because that was too hard to say, I guess.
It's because she owns that name, because it's her God-given name.
Oh, yeah, God forbid.
But did you see the video about why she changed her name to Katana Chance?
Yeah, it was not noteworthy in the slightest.
She basically said, I'm a basic white girl and everyone needs to know this, so my name is now Katana Chance. And they took on Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz, my favorite tag team that dances, and Caden and Chance, sorry, Carter and Chance, they're the same person. They won the match. Good for them. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Kaylee Ray's now Alba Fire. Josh Briggs and Fallon Henley. What is this? Josh Briggs and Fallon Henley versus Joaquin Wilde, Cruz Del Toro, and Electra Lopez. I think it's supposed to be Josh Briggs and Briggs Jensen. Wait, Jensen? Briggs? What? Do you ever get their names mixed up? Because I do.
I just call them Briggs and Jensen because I don't know their first name.
Brooks Jensen, Josh Briggs.
Brooks is a last name, to be fair. You're not expected to remember that. Who's the woman that's with them? I don't know her name at all. I don't know any part of her name.
Fallon Henley, who they introduced. So her name, so she was known as Tesha Price, and she had done a bunch of stuff on Dark before getting signed by WWE. And my favorite introduction of a character in NXT ever is when Fallon Henley was suddenly behind the bar at the bar where Briggs and Jensen were drinking, where they were commiserating over their love of Katana Chance and Caden Carter. Fallon Henley serves drinks at her parents' bar in Florida. Weird. That's the gimmick.
I think it was Trent Seven, by the way. He doesn't look that much like Matt Berry, but
no, that is definitely not. Trent Seven's an excellent. Anyway, not important. Legado del Fantasma wins the match, as they should. Solus Koa, Trick Williams have a really good match. Honestly, so there's not much I can talk about here, and I'm at the point where I
think we spent enough time on NXT. It was fine. It was fine.
Exactly.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom, thank you for the love. Big love, guys. Loving the show. We love it too. We appreciate you. We'll talk about these releases. Let's talk about why we should or shouldn't care. And let's talk about the whole gimmick. So on Friday afternoon, WWE released Dakota Kai, Malcolm Bivens, Dexter Loomis, Persia Pirotta, Harland, Draco Anthony. Those are the names you probably know best. And then Paige Prinzivali, Vishkanya, Raylan Devine, and Mila Milani. I think Mila was Blair Baldwin, who was a referee. Yeah, so we find out Dakota Kai, Malcolm Bivens were both offered contracts, said no. They said they were not.
I didn't know that. I did not know that about Dakota's. I knew that about Malcolm's.
On top of that, Dakota Kai, how many times can you bring someone up for dark matches, send them back, have them repackage, and if you don't see the writing on the wall, I don't know what to tell you. It was kind of a matter of time type of feeling when it came to Dakota Kai, and that's not me throwing shade at Dakota Kai. It just felt like we were waiting. We were all waiting.
They don't know what to do. Yeah, they don't know what to do with her because she's, they don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of ideas, period. So if you don't immediately jump out, it's just not, it is what it is. And she's fine because she can go anywhere and be better off. I don't think, and if she didn't re-up, then no big deal. The thing I don't mind about Dakota's absence is that she's been absent. She lost her last match. She was just kind of in and out a little bit. It was narratively, there's no loose threads really with her departure, so I don't mind too much about that. She'll be fine. She'll move on. She'll do other stuff and better stuff for sure. I just don't think she's a good fit there because they don't know what to write for her and they insist on writing everything. So
Paige Prinzivali was Blair Baldwin. My mistake. Mila Milani was one of the signees from the Vegas tryouts. By the way, Tom Talks Rubbish. Cheers. The interview was great. I enjoyed it. Go check it out when it drops. I will be tweeting that and retweeting that and promoting it when it does drop. Dexter Loomis, to be honest, was one of those we talked
about this a lot. And I am a huge fan of him. And I was a huge fan of this character. I am annoyed that they relied on him recently for a story so heavily Like that I hate. This is what I hate about the releases is their sheer lack of effort in terms of keeping the narrative consistent. Like write him off and then release him,
Yes.
or like
Yeah.
give them notice. Like I don't.
They did it with Kushida.
Yeah.
They wrote off Kushida by having Von Wagner basically throw him into a bunch of trash cans, and that was it. And listen, I don't care. I don't care how they do it. They just do it and get rid of them. I don't care if it looks good or not. You have to do it some way. You have to get
Something
rid of
like
them
just
somehow.
something instead of like I don't accept nothing. I find that irritating and like there's no excuse for that other than just like apathy, which like why am I supposed to care about your show if you don't?
Loomis
So
got
that's
further
frustrating
than
to me.
Loomis got further than expected in NXT as well, because he's an older guy. He's
Yeah.
had good success in other places. He wasn't even wrestling when they brought him in. But he was doing like 10 pounds of gold reads. Like, he was doing the not ad reads, but doing the video reads.
Yeah, what I was expecting from him wasn't really something I wanted to see anyway. So I'm happy to just see him show up here and there elsewhere. Like I don't think that there was a much of an upside to have him around because what's he going to do? He's going to show up on main roster and they're going to treat him like the boogeyman, as I said a million times. And I don't want that at all because I think he's very talented. I want to see him wrestle. I want to see him do a character backstage, things like that. But I don't need to see him just be a gimmick like the boogeyman where he just shows up doing corny stuff over and over again and never wrestles.
Telling you now, at Slammiversary, you have the return of Sam Shaw, Dexter Loomis, as Sam Shaw versus Sami Callihan. There's the match.
Yeah, that sounds excellent.
Just
I'd
do
rather
that.
see him in Impact. I really would. I think he could like really do well in Impact. So.
And he's been there. I would like to see him back in Impact doing what he's doing. Persia Parada, I think to some people came as a shock because of
I don't
the
really.
fact that
Yeah,
she was
that
on
one's
TV. I don't think she was adapting to WWE style quite as much. And again, that's not a slight at Persia. That's a development thing. That
he
is a
just doesn't
style
want to
thing.
wrestle as boring as they want her to.
Can't blame you. And Harland, a lot of people started with the whole like, oh, he's the next Brock Lesnar. Harland did that, and Paul Heyman echoed the sentiments, and then people ran with it. And then everyone wanted to see Harland on TV and thought he should win the title like tomorrow night, when in reality, couldn't do a forward roll. We talked about that. We joked about that for weeks on the show. And Harland just apparently didn't keep up. But here's the good news. Parker Boudreaux, the guy who plays, he's got charisma. He's also smart enough, hopefully, to know that outside of wrestling, there are billions of opportunities for him. He has friends in much higher places. And if he wants to wrestle, sure, go for it. But I'm telling you now, the guy can make a splash anywhere else in the world. And
I mean, he's got such a look. You can just throw him as a body guy in movies, like bad movies probably, but movies, like whatever you want to do. Like he's got
paid
1,000 different things. Yeah.
Draco Anthony, we saw him in a bunch of vignettes and then did not go anywhere. That happens. It is what it is.
And like he was good in ring, but they just had bad. They had a bad character idea for him, and it sucks because, like, I don't know. I feel like you gotta fight these people, and not like I know what the politics like. I assume if you fuss at all, you're just fired anyway. But like, I feel like you might as well take the chance and just fight if it's not going to be a good character because you're doomed. Like there's like you can be a good wrestler if you don't have a good character, you're screwed. Like
I'm gonna bring this up, and Evan, this is not an attack on you. Please don't think it is. He brings up the fact that like WWE firing Persia Parada after having her moved to an entirely different country is shit. That's not a wrestling trope. I need people to start understanding that in many businesses, if you take a job, you do have that risk. If you take a job in a different city, a different country, a different anywhere, you run the risk of losing it. And
yeah, absolutely.
Like every time that someone signs a deal with WWE, it is this. And so now we are getting into WWE specifically. You are told you're here for an opportunity. And yeah, you got to fit whatever mold they're expecting. And that part's horseshit. But like, we got to stop feeling bad and blaming WWE for moving these people because they're making the conscious decision to do it. They're the ones who are saying that, yeah, they're gonna show up, they're gonna try their best, and it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. We have to stop with this whole like poor them, they're being screwed by big business. Every business does this.
Yeah, and like here's the thing: if they get 3 months of pay out of it, that's a way better parachute than any other regular company. Any corporate job's giving you like, not the best in terms of severance. I don't know what the laws are even in the US for that. I think it's all at will, so you just screw you. The one and the other thing I'll say, it mentions it's not a stroke, but it thinks there's no stability. Yeah, it does stink that there's no stability. It's a flaw of our societies generally. But I can tell you right now, as a guy who walked away from like entertainment industry, there's no stability in any of those gigs. Like half the jobs out there for corporate jobs producing like children's content are only contract based. Like they won't give you a guarantee on anything. Like it sucks. There's a lot of just employment abuses out there that aren't going away, and WWE is just one of many. Like they're not any worse than anyone else. They're just annoying because you have to watch it on TV.
Yep. And that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, we're still looking at businesses who are employing people. These people just happen to be in entertainment. They happen to be on TV. We happen to invest in them. And wrestling owes nobody anything at the end of the day. That's really what it is. But the good news, there is positive news that comes from these releases. Everyone on this list has some opportunity, whether that's to go to another company in wrestling and do something, or to go back to what they were doing before when they were discovered, to go and continue doing the work they were doing. There are options. There are so many options for these people. Like I said, Harland probably doesn't have to go back into wrestling, can probably do some pretty good collab work, do whatever he wants and be fine.
He can throw Loomis, purple devil emojis on absolutely anything.
And I can't believe it. I felt like such a shithead. Two things happened this week. Sean was doing his Q&A on Fightful Select, and I posted a question about Harland, and I was like, he hasn't been on TV in 2 weeks. He just got married. I assume he's off for 2 weeks because he just got married and not because he's injured. And Sean was like, yeah, probably not. It probably was the marriage. I wasn't told he was hurt. And then later on that day, I also unblocked Harland Parker Boudreaux, and I said, congratulations for getting married. I've unblocked you. Here is your gift. And then an hour later,
WWE one-upped your ass.
I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, you think you've got a shitty wedding gift? Watch this.
Oh, God. Awful. It was the CM Punk wedding all over again. Either way, it wasn't. Yeah. And I see like Raylan Divine is like 6'3" and this beautiful woman, and that's great. She'll land on her feet. She'll be fine. So many of these people will be fine.
6'3" in wrestling in the women's division would have been exciting, though. But
absolutely.
He would have made Rhea look funny. So God,
he follows JJ on Twitter. He unfollowed me, and I was like, fuck this guy. Anyway, I just wanted to bring to light, like, should we care about the releases? I think we should stop eulogizing these wrestlers when they get released, or feeling like it's the end of the world for them.
Half of them come back anyway, because WWE just cycles people in and out. The thing that pisses me off is the narrative, the lack of narrative effort put into it. And I'm not going to let that go, because it's like, what, I have to watch these shows to talk about them. Like, it's to the point where if you just like sweep story, like plot lines under the rug and never address it, I'm so fed up. Like, I wish I didn't have to watch it. Because it's just like, I don't want to get invested in these characters if there's no ending. I specifically don't watch TV shows that get canceled because it angers me. Like the ending of Glow depressed me so much. Like, it's very irritating.
Can the people saying that Parker still follows them, can you guys go check that? Because he definitely unfollowed me. Like he did a whole batch unfollow. So just double check and then come back and be like, he still follows me, or son of a bitch, he's unfollowed
That
me.
would be funny. I'm curious. Yeah.
He unfollows people in batches, like thousands batches. Anyway. The narrative is really what it comes down to. It is not the narrative, the storylines, and trying to like do the left hand, right hand thing. Like, it's one thing to release people. It's another thing to have a storyline in place that writes them off properly.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Bivens was there this week. That's annoying. Like, you know, his facial expression kind of told the whole story, but like, he's there. Like, man, plan ahead a little bit. Like, it's very, because they knew he wasn't re-upping his contract. They could have easily written him off. There's nothing surprising there. Even with Nash Carter, just tell me he died or something. I don't know. Like, just make something up. It's fake. You can tell whatever story you want. I don't want to watch a video package of Wes Lee looking wistful and being depressed about the seemingly inexplicable disappearance of his tag team partner. Like,
find him on the beach.
Yeah, like, explain it. Tell me he died. I don't care what you do. Like, you can
don't even do that. Just do a cameo where they find each other on the beach and it was all a dream. Anyway, that's
stupid.
I'm done with all this. I don't want to talk about SmackDown because it was a
SmackDown was awful.
was fine. It was what
awful.
it was. Well, it was not good. Drew Gulak is going to get involved in that match between Charlotte and Ronda, by the way.
For what reason? I don't know, but that seems to be a part of the story.
Let's talk about AEW. Let's talk about Dynamite. Let's talk about Dax versus Cash. Great match. Big old Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon callbacks. Good stuff. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. I loved it. Yeah. Didn't need CM Punk on commentary. I didn't care about that, but
so yeah, it felt like the Punk thing was added because they found out that Hangman has COVID. Get well soon. Hopefully he's feeling okay and symptomless. So
no, he's full of COVID snot.
Either way, Dax wins, and then they announce the Double or Nothing main event is going to be Punk versus Hangman, and Punk comes out and cuts a little promo, and that's that. It was good stuff.
Yeah, that was fine, and that's why they had Punk on commentary. I just didn't need him saying, I don't really like these guys, but I was excited about it. It's like the jumping around to try to explain because of the Pinnacle stuff. Anyway, is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, it was just a good match, and then we'll see what happens with Hangman when he comes back confronting Paige. Paige is Hangman. Hangman confronting CM Punk. I'm on one today. It's a good time. What else really stood out from AEW for you as we keep going through this whole thing?
Oh man.
Archer and Wardlow was fun.
Archer and Wardlow, my God, just Wardlow just running out and busting out a Hurricane Rana.
Good start.
Wardlow, I don't know what type of pre-workout. He must have had a Bang energy drink because those things give you a heart attack. And like he just full out sprint for that match. It was incredible. I didn't know he had that in him. Like that's a lot of meat to move around.
Yeah, it was a good match.
He's got better cardio than half the MMA guys.
Well,
like the heavyweights in MMA. Like it's just crazy. He's just bananas.
Do you like the handcuffing of Wardlow in and out of the ring? Does that do it for you?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I feel it's weird. Like what I don't get is that this is the very first thing we do. It makes sense, but like MJF's going to lose this, right? Like they're building Wardlow into a star successfully. I like this story quite a bit. It just seems so weird that it went Punk. And then they should have just saved the Punk storyline for later with MJF. But
no, because I think there's a chance that MJF wins versus Wardlow via nefarious means. And then Wardlow maybe gets his win back later, but first MJF has to go take on CM Punk.
Okay, that's fine. That's potentially CM Punk. New AEW champion. Know what? I like that. Actually. Disregard everything I just said. I think this ends really, really well if Tony Khan gets War Pigs. Like, as I saw someone float that idea as like getting the licensing for War Pigs as an entrance theme, like calling him War Pig and no music and all that is very funny. And also, I think it would be badass, like the right mix of that, the right cut of that song, like as an entrance theme for Wardlow.
You think they'd let Ruckus remix it?
I think so. I don't know. Black Sabbath's chill. Like you just need a lot of money, and Tony Khan's got a lot of money. Who owns their catalog right now?
I wouldn't be surprised if you find out it's Sharon.
Oh, no. It's definitely owned by some label.
You think so? Probably theirs.
It's Universal.
Hey, you can still send us something as an Opera chat. I mean a super chat.
It's an Opera chat.
As an Opera chat. Oh. You can still send us all your money. Yeah, we'll take that. We are self-funded. Yeah, so find out who does that.
It's Vertigo Records owns War Pigs.
Really? So, interesting.
Yeah. So I think that's gettable. Anyway,
interesting. Okay,
I think that would be pretty cool if they got it. I don't think that I'm not holding out a whole lot of faith for that, but
honestly. Dope. If they do MJF and Wardlow at a pay-per-view, that's when you debut the new music. That's when you would do
absolutely. Yeah. Keep building it up. I like this. I really like what they're doing with this story.
And then later on in the night, we had MJF saying, I called up a friend, hey, you need a big match, and you can't teach that. And then on Rampage, they further teased it. So it looks like W. Morrissey, big fan of that, former big Cass Exile, whatever it is. And like Sean Ross Sapp has pointed out, I'll say it again. I like the idea of Morrissey being in the same building as Pat Buck, because if you know, you know. I'll let you in. Pat Buck beat the shit out of Morrissey when Morrissey got ornery at an event. Yeah, this was back when Cass was drinking. Things have changed. He is much better. So either way, quite enjoyed the idea of W. Morrissey versus Wardlow coming up. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That does sound like a good match. Oh, I really want that.
Anything on Jericho Appreciation Society and Kingston Santana Ortiz? You enjoyed it.
I love this whole thing. I love this whole story. No complaints. Eddie Kingston. I made my wife watch it. I made my wife watch Eddie Kingston, like his rebuttal to Jericho, because it was so funny to me. And it starts. It's the start. It's right when he's like, "Shut your mouth! I swear on my mother, you shut your mouth." So one of the 2.0 boys. I can't remember which one.
Kingston saying, when you say a hit in our world, you better be prepared to put a man in the ground.
He admits to murder.
But first of all, no, he doesn't, because he tried it in Impact and that kid survived. So, okay. Clearly Kingston is just talking shit. He can't do nothing.
But I thought, like, it was so great. Like, just that getting up into Jericho's face, Jericho leaning back, is like, "Oh, you little bitch, I smell it." Like, it was good.
And then the fireball later on in the night.
And then he throws a little fire. I thought it's a very Jericho thing to do, so I have no problem with that. Like, it was such a weird. Yeah, I have no problem with any of it. I think it's great. I love this.
That's what it is.
Storyline. Yeah.
One thing, again, as we had a lot of issues with how Jericho was being portrayed in AEW, and we talked about how he was very sports entertainment. So what did Jericho do? He leaned into it. He made it into a character, and
this
it made
is
it
what
into
you do in wrestling.
That's what you do. That's how you would
You're watching Sammy and Tay do the same thing successfully right now.
Oh, buddy, you want to see Sammy and Tay get heat? Go watch Triple Mania from last night.
I saw the caps and stuff. It looks. Yep. This is exactly great. This is what you do in wrestling. Like, things evolve naturally, and you lean into them because it works. Like, it just works.
Deeb and Sheeta have a really good Philly street fight. One thing I don't like, and so many people have talked about this, I will add to the sentiment. You brought back Sheeta on the Rampage going into your last pay-per-view. And that was back in, March? Late February? That was a while ago. And it just sucks that we had to wait almost an entire month to get to this match. I didn't like that they had little square offs here and there, but it was just really tough to get into this match as fully as I would have liked to. But again, the match itself, it's on the performers to make us care, and they did it, and it was great. And Deeb winning was the right choice.
Yeah, and the story with the knee was actually really, really good, because that flying knee into the chair outside looked really good, and I thought they sold that pretty well. Like, I think it built to a great finish, and Sheeta using the cloverleaf, or Deeb using the cloverleaf was good.
Graham with the super chat. Adrenaline in my soul. Chris Jericho is a wizard. I have to find the way to rhyme it.
In my soul, Chris Jericho is a wizard. See, you do have to do wizard.
Yeah, I got the wizard.
It works though.
It looks like Deeb versus Thunder Rosa, which I'm fine
doing
with.
The weird sideways watching TV.
That's how you're supposed to watch TV. That's how
Thunder Rosa had a weird expression on her face for that. I don't know what emotion she was trying to convey, but
it was excitement.
It looked like I'm on ecstasy, but that's fine.
By the way, going back to the whole MJF calling W Morrissey, the little Easter egg there may have been Lexi Nair, who is Morrissey's real life girlfriend. Being in that whole thing, it was good.
He was so mean to her.
I missed the House of Black segment because I was tending to a child, and I didn't go back and watch it. Sorry. But from what I saw, it looked pretty cool. And then seeing Ray Phoenix come back was also a little added touch.
I saw a lot of people complaining about his return and saying that the fans that it was underdone. And I was like, no, it was very good. Like,
what did they want?
They complained that the commentary didn't deliver it with enough gusto, and that the fans weren't as. I was like, wow, the fans were loud. The commentary was fine. I don't know what you want. Ray Phoenix has gone away and come back like 8 times because he keeps destroying his body for us. Like.
And then he also had a match at Triple Mania.
Did he hurt himself again? Please tell me.
He's fine, folks. Okay. He was in a tag match.
It was questionable.
He's fine. Him and El Hijo de Vikingo, I think. Anyway, sorry. Had a match against the Young Bucks. It was a tag match. And by the way, Sammy and Ty get involved at the end of that match too. Very good shit. Anyway, it's fine. Phoenix is back. I'll go back and watch that segment. If you say it was good, I'll watch it again.
It was good. Fuego just getting beaten up, and then Abrahantes is just like, hey, don't touch masks, and then it's just chaos. Like, House of Black looks very disheveled.
The 10-man tag, I don't have anything to add other than Undisputed Elite versus the Bullet Club is going to be great.
So, okay, it was the Dork Squad versus Red Dragon, and a couple more dorks. Like, it was very odd. Like, it was fine. It was a 10-man tag. Like, but it was certainly the Dork Squad while Julia Hart sat on the stairs again.
The lore.
I don't care.
Long-term storytelling with Julia Hart, right?
Do something. Just join the House of Black. Like, they got out. Look, their current feuding partners have Alex Abrahantes. You can have Julia Hart.
Yeah, there you go. It's the same person.
Kyle O'Reilly is not a dork. You leave him alone.
Kyle O'Reilly's a giant dork.
Yeah, I know. They're all.
I'm
dorks.
taking that.
It was basically just dorks. It was dorks versus dorks. It was a massive dork off.
And then the contractual TNT ladder match for Sammy Guevara takes on Scorpio Sky. Scorp wins. Finally, Scorp wins the TNT title.
Great
oh,
win.
Sorry, he already won it. So that was the second time. Listen, man, match was okay.
Thank you.
Not a
for the
cool, Kyle. That's right.
Yeah, we were making fun about how much of a dork he was not 6 months ago.
We spent so much time on Cool Kyle.
I don't sleep a lot these days. So.
No, it's overrated. Listen, man, the ladder match was what it was. Scorpio wins. That makes me happy.
I thought the ladder match was pretty good.
No, dude, the no selling for random spots kind of bugged the shit out of me.
Yeah, okay. The very end was clearly a sprint to the finish. It smacked of that cage match a couple weeks ago, Thunder Rosa.
Yes, and Britt Baker,
which they just need to book better. Like, there's so much stuff on this show that's going to keep happening until they ease up a little bit. There was more than needed to be on this show. The last spot, no sold. Someone was telling me that when I thought I saw that someone was complaining about him nearly killing himself was no sold, but no, they went to picture in picture and he laid on the ground for like 2 minutes. So I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. So yeah, and then of course Paige Vanzant comes out. I understand how tough it is to be an MMA fighter who fights regularly, and is supposed to hurt you with punches, trying to pull their punches for professional wrestling. I understand that that's difficult. Paige needs to really work on those body punches because they did not look good.
I don't get that at all. I'm not a pro fighter, but I don't think there's any weight to that. You should just be able to do that better.
Nah, you got to make them look good. She did not make them look good.
It doesn't seem that hard to make them look good, is what I'm saying. I don't know why it's so difficult for so many people.
Lily and I will talk about it on Grappy Hour because Lily is currently doing wrestling training and also has a background in boxing / hand-to-hand combat.
Let me know what that comes with, because I don't know, just do the Rock if you really don't know what you're doing and slap them. Yeah,
that's right. Do the
just open it up at the end.
That's right.
Or again, even if you make contact, if you're a person consciously trying to pull your punch, it's just not going to hurt that much. So I really you can still touch them. Anyway,
Kaz and Sky for the TNT title will be good. Looking forward to that. And again, the match was a sprint, and some of it was good, some of it wasn't. It could just let it breathe. Every week we say the same thing. Let things breathe a little bit. I understand that the minute by minute ratings is this huge thing that Tony Khan and the people around him want to see succeed and be big. But at the same time, are you maybe letting things kind of fly by the wayside? Important things.
Here's an idea. Don't give the Jericho Eddie segment so much time, for example. It didn't need to. It was I enjoyed the segment, at least the highlights. It went on way too long.
And then Rampage was fine. Hook and Danhausen are going to be a tag team. I'm telling you.
Fine. That was cute. I like
Hookhausen.
The Hook Danhausen bit. I'm glad they're not making them fight because that would have been weird.
Hookhausen.
Hook. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, and then Darby Allin and Swerve had a really good match. Those two have experience with working with each other. It's a good time. Keith Lee eats Colton Gunn. Then they're going to do a tag match. Sure, they got to talk to Daddy first, which was hilarious in the backstage. And Mimosa Joe, Samosa Joe, Ragosa Joe, Samosa Joe, Samoa Joe defeats Trent Barretter and retains his ROH World Television Championship. I really enjoyed having Ian Riccaboni and Bobby Cruz being part of this. One thing that's fun about Ring of Honor under the AEW umbrella is that you can do stuff like that and it changes stuff up a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
I know we just kind of
Jade Cargill had a match, didn't she?
Yes, Jade Cargill had a match with the baddies. It was Jade, Red Velvet, and Kiara Hogan against Willow Nightingale, Trish Adora, and Sky Blue. Willow didn't even tag in for the entire match, even though Willow was on. She was on Dark Elevation, so she had already worked earlier in the night. So for whatever reason, they put her in the trios. It worked. Jade Velvet and Kiara get the win. It was fine. It was fine. The match was good. But I really do like the entrance that they're doing for Carter.
I was just about to say it looks excellent, all three of them.
Yeah. The baddies thing works when you put wrestlers in. That's what we discovered this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Anything else that's really big this week? We went a little bit over.
I feel like there was something else on Dynamite, but maybe not.
I can go back. Let's take a look. Let's go Dynamite. Was there anything fun and worthwhile? No.
Oh, Christian being a douche. So I guess that's coming.
Yeah, Christian's a dick, and Jungle Boy is also a dick. So everyone's a dick.
So you think Jungle Boy takes a heel turn?
Can you imagine if it's Jungle Boy who does
Jungle Boy the bad man? Like, what a silly name.
Jungle bad guy.
Oh my god.
Jungle heel. We talked about Darby and Swerve. We were very quick.
We breezed past it. Yeah, it was good.
Yes, Deonna Purrazzo's on Dynamite this week. They're going to finally unify the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. I mean, everyone knows. Love me some Mercedes Martinez. We'll talk about that next week on the show. And I'm sure Lily and I will talk about it too on Grabby Hour. And Graham adding to it saying Swerve and Darby was epic. It was a very good match. We'll see where it goes. And I see Evan saying Deonna and Martinez might main event. I could see it. Could be fun. Yeah, there we go. I think we got through it. We're not a 2-hour podcast.
We didn't forget the thing that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, we let the Saturday
don't really
guys
do that.
Yeah, we don't preview stuff anymore because we got to the point. So next week on Raw, no, we're not gonna do that. Let's get out of here though. Tim, tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
Well, we couldn't preview Raw even if we wanted to.
Let's find out.
There's nothing up at Tim Stone P, TIMBSTONEP, Twitter, Instagram.
Let's find out. WWE Raw #, from WWE. Tomorrow night, the Bloodline returns to the red brand ahead of WrestleMania Backlash.
That's nothing. That's just saying the Usos will be there. That's not announced anything.
Undisputed WWE champion Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre get involved after order breaks down in a contract signing between Raw Tag Team Champion. No, this is from SmackDown. Why are we doing this?
Anything. You failed.
The only thing is just the Bloodline is going to be on Raw. There we go.
Exactly. So
there we go. We did it.
Nothing.
I am at Joel Pearl, JOELPEARL. This show is Tim and Joel Call in the Ring. The channel is Fightful Overbooked. Subscribe to us here at Fightful Overbooked. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.